Hey, welcome back to the Talend Studio Components. My name is Dylan Friedoff and I'm a Solutions Engineer with Talend Software. We're here to talk about the tRowGenerator. This is a great component for starting with nothing and creating data that didn't exist before. This is the best for when you're doing development and you want to populate a database with meaningful data for your testing purposes. So to demonstrate the tRowGenerator's ability, let's create a new project. We'll call it row generation. And then we're going to add the new tRowGenerator component. Now that we have the tRowGenerator component, under the Components tab, we're going to go into the most important part, and that's the editor. First thing I want to do is I want to start creating the schema for this particular column. We'll do a client name, which is a string, and we have many different options. We can make it totally random, but in this case, I always want some last names to throw in here, so we're going to use that function. Now let's add a second row. We'll call this one the order ID. Now the order ID we're going to want to sequentially order starting from 100 and going up to 200 because we're going to have two rows. So we can do this through one of the functions. One way would be to do a random, but that wouldn't guarantee we'll have a unique row order ID for each row. So I'm going to use a sequence instead, starting at 100, and then we're going to step by one, so we'll get a unique order ID for each row. The last thing that we're going to do is the order date. We'll give the name of order date, and then we'll give it a data type of date. This is going to allow us to have the functions that apply for just dates alone. We're going to do a random date, and then we can give a min and max as far as which dates we're going to have. The last step I want to do is create a tlog row to output the rows that we generated to the log screen. Now that we have the components built, all we have to do is go to the Run tab, hit Run, generate the code, and let it run to the output screen. And there you have the tRowGenerator, a very powerful component for creating data for testing purposes. Tune in to the next episode where we go over creating static rows for testing and lookup purposes.